Okay, hello everyone, welcome to organizational behavior. Today is your third class, right? Third class. Okay, so at the very first class, we talked about my grading policies, attendance policies, and what should be our question pattern, what should I expect from you, what should you expect from me on this course, and why organizational behavior is important, why this course has been introduced in your business studies undergrad level, right? These are the things that we discussed at the very first class. On the second class, that was yesterday, right? On the second class, we discussed chapter 1, and in chapter 1, the main topic of discussion was some organizational behavior models, right? Does any one of you remember that? What are the models? Autocratic. What does that mean? In being act control, right? So that means kind of dictatorship, right? So it was very ancient form of model. And on contemporary business practice, we also see these sort of applications of these sort of models, right? Where do we see it right now in today's world? Some country also follow this in their leadership. Okay, do you like those countries?
Some of them are really
doing good. What are those countries that actually?
The name of the country.
Okay, sure, no problem with that.
I will start with Russia.
Russia, okay.
Then South Korea.
North Korea, not South Korea.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, okay. So a kind of dictatorship, whatever the form is, whatever the name is, a kind of dictatorship, right? And Saudi Arabia does not follow democracy for sure, right? So they have a democracy, but it's in disguise. The dictatorship in disguise. Okay. Russia also democratic country, but it's you understand it. And self-declared true dictatorship actually.
No country can ethically follow autocratic.
Ethically follow? Why? Why not? Do you think autocracy is bad for a country, bad for to manage a country? So it has a debate. It has a debate. Okay, so not necessarily it's a bad thing. If you see the history, if you see the ancient history, a lot of developments and humankind actually flourished under a good leader. If the dictator itself is not a bad word, okay, if the dictator is a good person, then it can bring up with very good consequences for the country, okay. So definitely it's a debate, and not necessarily democracy is a perfect thing. Democracy have a lot of loopholes as well. So although it sounds good that everyone has their own opinion, has the right to express themselves, but it does not always necessarily brings up something good, okay, because not everyone has that intellectual capabilities to contribute or to make decisions for a country. So democracy has the biggest flaw in that case, okay. So although it sounds good that democracy is everyone has the right, but it's not totally good actually, okay. And if you want true progress for a country, a true leader can bring you that, okay. And basically democracy gives a certain leader to dictate 5 years. You can call it this way, okay. So a leadership is there, and the person matters actually. Who is dictating you, that person matters. If that person is abusive, if that person is abusing his power, then dictatorship is bad, okay. Anyways, then autocracy, we know about autocracy. Then what is the next model?
Monetary model.
Not monetary model.
I forgot the name.
Does anyone remember that?
economic resources.
Yes, it's a good thing that you understand the basis of it. That's the most important thing. Okay, so here you can see the autocratic model and custodial model, right?
Custodial.
So that's the custodial model, and the main basis of this model is money, financial security, and then
Supportive model.
supportive. What does that mean?
It is like we are doing a project. We have to play a particular role, a certain role, to support each other to complete that project.
So in custodial model, the support or cooperation is passive. See the last line. Performance result is passive cooperation, and supportive model is an active cooperation with one another. And then, what's the next model? We are recapping the previous class. We are reviewing the previous class. Those who did not attend the last class, for them. So after that, supporting. Then what is that?
So what is passive cooperation, like indirect?
Yes, indirect cooperation. For example, you do your job, and if you do your job honestly, I get benefited. My job gets easier. And supportive, active cooperation means I need your assistance to complete my job. But in passive cooperation, I don't need your direct assistance in my activities. You just do your job, and by default, I get benefited of it. Have you got it? Okay. Then comes supportive. It's an active cooperation, and then collegial, right? And the word collegial actually comes from colleagues. And the main basis of it is at least one activities has to be done by you when you do not have alternative for a company. At least one job will be there that cannot be done without you. Is that clear? So there's the collegial model. And finally, SOBC model. We talked about that, right? What does SOBC mean? Stimuli. S for stimuli, organism. B for behavior or action. And number 4, C. Number 4 is C for consequences. Right. So it simply follows a logical coherence chronology, that is a person's behavior actually comes out of a stimuli. Do you know what does stimuli means? Stimuli in chemistry we used to know that there are some matters that actually do not take do not directly participate on a reaction, but it actually influence the reaction. In Bengali we call it probhabok, right? So সরাসরি ওরা বিক্রিয়ায় হয়তো অংশ নেয় না, কিন্তু ওকে প্রভাবিত করে। So
if I got angry
for something, that reason, that the cause that made you angry was the stimuli, and that stimuli actually worked on an organism. Organism means living thing, that is we are human being. So we human being are triggered by our environmental stimuli, and then we show certain reaction out of it. Okay, and that reaction is our action or our behavior, and that behavior brings up a consequence. Okay, so that's the SOBC model. So that was about the last class. Today we will start a new chapter, and as you know, as I have talked about that organizational behavior actually an amalgamation of different disciplines. Okay, now the knowledge or the topics actually came from different disciplines. For example, at the very first few slides I have talked about that. Let me show you. So as you can see, that some topics like personality and motivation, these are the two topics that we will learn in next few classes. These are the topics from psychology, so from the field of psychology, and then team building, leadership. This sort of topic actually discussed in sociology, and decision making is a topic of economics, power influence, political science, and so on and so forth. Okay, so today we will learn. So today we will learn another new topic, which is our diversity, cultural diversity. The name of the topic today that we will learn, that is cultural diversity, perception, attitude, and personality. Okay, so that's the topic actually. So in my first class, we actually look into this chart, right? And we can see it has 3 layers: individual, group, organization. And based on today's topic, can anybody tell me where today's topic actually belong to? Attitude or personality?
So what was the question again?
We discussed this chart last class. Okay, so our discussion was that organizational behavior actually falls into 3 layer of understanding, 3 layer of studies. One is individual level, and another one is group level, and another one is organizational level. Okay, so by default I have to give you the answer if I want to make you understand that. So the thing is, if I want to know a person in my either he or she can be my colleague, he or she can be my employer, my boss. If I want to know his what sort of personality he or she has, and what is his or her thinking pattern, I need to know him in personal level, right? Individual level. So our today's topic actually personality, attitudes. This thing actually falls under the category of individual level of organizational behavior, right? So and another thing is how that employer's attitude or perception influence the group level, influence the team that he is leading. That's a group level of understanding, right? And the organization's culture, organizational rules and regulations, organizational overall theme, how that things actually influence our employer's behavior, that actually organizational level understanding. Okay, so that was the topic actually. So it was a very for your conceptual understanding. I asked you that today's topic will fall under which category. So today's topic will fall under individual level of studies, right? So last class we actually finished chapter 1, and today we will talk about the I'm sorry if I by probably mistakenly the name of the topic actually missing from the first slide. I will you write it down, you take notes that this topic, and when you go through the body parts in details, you will understand basically what we're gonna learn today. You can remember us, hopefully. So first topic, that is diversity. Have we heard of it?
Yes.
Do we know about it? What does diversity mean?
Diversity means it varies.
Yeah, close. Anybody? Diversity is actually variety. Variety, in a sense, as our topic is actually managing cultural diversity. So, in an organization, you will see people from and this course is designed for not only to work in your own country. If you work in multinational multinational groups of companies where employees and employers from different geographic locations, they belong to different cultures, different beliefs, different perception, religious belief is different, and how you can adapt yourself on that diversified situation, and it creates a lot of chaos actually. When two people or three or four or 10 people from different backgrounds, they work together, they form a team, it actually not necessarily it will bring up something more efficient, because differences and thinking patterns actually are not the same, and it actually hampers the productivity if you do not do not quite aware of their cultures and their thinking patterns. How? And in this class, if I take the example of this class, if I ask you that what is your native village, so আপনারা কে কোথা থেকে এসেছেন, এটাও যদি জিজ্ঞেস করি, I can see a lot of diversity here in this class. Okay, so আপনারা কি চিটাগাং থেকে কয়জন আছেন? যদিও ক্লাস ইজ নট ফুল, চিটাগাং থেকে কেউ নাই? চিটাগাং আর কে? না, আই এম নট ফ্রম চিটাগাং, বাট আই হ্যাভ লট অফ ফ্রেন্ডস হু আর ফ্রম চিটাগাং। হ্যাঁ, কে কোথা থেকে আছেন? জেলার নাম জানি তো? ব্রাহ্মণবাড়িয়া, দেন নারায়ণগঞ্জ, মানিকগঞ্জ, গঞ্জ, হ্যাঁ, দেন নোয়াখালী, নরসিংদী, ঢাকা। ওকে, গুড গুড। Chittagong. Okay, good, good. At least you are quite aware of their culture, right? Then Old Dhaka, নবাবগঞ্জ, এটা তো ওল্ড ঢাকাই। ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, নবাবগঞ্জ, আচ্ছা, নবাবপুর মনে করতেছে। ওল্ড ঢাকা, ওকে। ঢাকা, টাঙ্গাইল, টাঙ্গাইল।
Most of them here are Dhaka.
So we all live in Dhaka. We know the culture of and culture of Dhaka, New Dhaka and Old Dhaka are quite different, right? Totally different. And first thing that I ask, whom are you from? Chittagong, right? I want to give an example that just you are there, so you know. Just think about that. If a guy from Chittagong actually marry a guy from New Dhaka, a girl from New Dhaka, what a disaster it will bring.
Sir, Old Dhaka.
I'm not talking about Old Dhaka, the New Dhaka, for example. So it will be a disaster for sure, because of cultural expectations, the norms they have. I'm not saying right or wrong, that's a different debate. But I'm talking about the diversification, how diversification actually causes conflict. Okay, so if you are aware of their cultures, it will not be that much problem. Okay, so diversity, and our today's class we will look for diversity on a cultural basis, which is on worldwide basis. Our range will be the whole world, how countries to countries actually differ based on their cultures. Okay, so to identify that, to know about the cultures of different countries, we will see a theoretical framework given by Hofstede. Mr. Hofstede, he is a very famous social psychologist. Okay, he actually conducted a survey among almost all the countries in the world, other than the countries who are in war. Other than that, actually he covered almost all the countries and took a survey, and he actually divided all the countries based on their cultural differences, and he set up 4 parameters actually, and each parameter has 2 categories, so in total there will be 8 categories. Okay, Hofstede given to identify the cultural diversity of a country, not of a country, of a comparison between countries. Okay, so those parameters, have you seen the slide before coming into the class? Does anybody? It's better to, okay. It's better for your understanding. Okay. So cultural diversity, this framework actually given by Hofstede. It's called Hofstede's cultural diversity.
Sir, W.
Hmm? Hmm?
YW, Hofstede W.
Sorry, I don't get it.
Compare any one country with Bangladesh from Hofstede W.
I'll tell you that.
Yes.
So the name is, if you search on Google, just search it on Google, you will get the site. So he has a website, link is given here, and you will be given a homework on this. When I'm done with the topic, the next class, your job is to complete. I'll let you know what you have to do. Okay, so he actually divided the countries based on 4 basic parameters, and each parameter has the 2 sides. Okay, so in total you have 8 types of cultural dimension. Okay, so number 1 is individualism versus collectivism. Okay, so he in his survey he tried to figure out that the country we are surveying, the people of this country, are they individualistic or collective? Do they believe in collectivism or individualism? So do we know the difference between them? Individualism mane ki or collectivism mane ki?
Sir, individualism is quite like self-centered.
Okay, good.
Based on one person or one particular.
Good. These name are kind of self-explanatory. সবাই কি ফলো করছি তো নাকি দুইজনই শুধু বুঝে যাচ্ছি সবাই
They are more likely to work with group, collective.
Collective.
Like a group.
Okay, okay. That's good. Okay, so আমরা এগুলো থেকে বুঝতে পারছি যে ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালিস্টিক কান্ট্রি যারা, সেই কান্ট্রির পিপলরা আসলে ওই যে বললো সেলফ সেন্ট্রিক, বা ওরা হচ্ছে আসলে সেলফ ডিপেন্ডেন্স এবং থাকে ওদের মধ্যে, এবং তারা হচ্ছে নিজের কাজ নিজে করতে পছন্দ করে, এবং আসলে অনেক বেশি ইমোশনালি অন্য কারোর সাথে কানেক্টেড হয় না। হ্যাঁ, কানেক্টেড হয় না। দে টেক প্রাইড অফ দেয়ার সাকসেস অ্যান্ড দে টেক দ্য ব্লেম অফ দেয়ার ফেইলিয়ার্স। হ্যাঁ, এটা হচ্ছে ওই ধরনের এই টাইপের যেই সোসাইটি আছে তাদের মাইন্ডসেট, ঠিক আছে। অ্যান্ড কালেকটিভিজম ইজ দে লাভ টু ফর্ম আ গ্রুপ and they love to be in a group and perform as a group, and they believe that like if from the characteristics, from the features that I have already discussed, we can understand that the Bengali people, are we collective or individualistic?
Sir, collective.
We are collective society, right? Our family bond is very strong. And our not only family does not mean only father and mother. Our family is very much extended.
Yes, sir.
Our uncles, aunts, huge hierarchy is there, and we love to be on that surroundings. Okay, but individualistic society, they don't think this way. They actually love to be their own self. I'm not saying that those people are bad or anything is good or bad. No, maybe I'm liking in collective. Yeah, let me take the class. Thank you. Okay, participation is good when I ask you. Okay. The thing is, collective society, they have a mindset that maybe I support collective society because I belong to that society. Okay, so there is a biasness comes. But the thing is, when people from different school of thoughts, a person from individualistic society, a person from collective society, they work together, it may create a conflict. Let me give you an example of one of my teachers that I got in my master's level. সে ছিল, সে ইউকেতে মাস্টার্স করতে গিয়েছিল। তো সেখানে তো ওখানকার মাস্টার্স এখানের মতো না। দ্যাটস আ রিয়েল থিং। অনেক রেগুলার লেভেলের পড়াশোনা, অনেক হার্ড ওয়ার্ক, এবং দে নিড টু ওয়ার্ক অ্যাজ ওয়েল টু পে দেয়ার টিউশন ফিস। They need to study very hard, and they need to go to work, and it's very busy life. Okay, and those society actually very individualistic. They mind their own business, and they love to help. They're very nice people. They're very well behaved, but their thinking is not like us. They don't believe like we will pass together like you guys think, that if I pass, I'll make sure that my friend also pass the exam. So they don't think this way. So what happened in his student life, he got a friend, that beautiful lady, who actually asked, there's no other connection, although she was a lady, but there's no other connection, no emotional attachment was there, but they were very good friends. So she came to him and asked him that she was struggling with a project given on a certain course, okay, and their project is not like us that we usually give it to you, okay, that's a very real thing, real projects, and she quite difficult, and she was really suffering, struggling to complete that coursework, to project work, and she asked for his assistance, and he thought that yeah, she's my very good friend, she's a nice person. He actually sacrificed his studies and gave time on her project, and helped her a lot to complete the project, and helped her a lot to take preparations in exam hall. He actually sacrificed his studies to complete her syllabus actually. So what happened in exam hall, they had the sitting arrangement was quite on the side by side. You can take it this way. So in exam there was one question which he could not answer, or he was struggling with, and he thought, okay, I have a friend of my own, and when he turned around, she just covered her paper. So that's what happened, and he was so heartbroken on that, যে এখন ও হচ্ছে ওকে যখন জিজ্ঞেস করছে যে কি ব্যাপার তুমি দেখাইলে না কেন, ও বলে কেন দেখাবো, আলাইসালাম, মানে সে তো অবাক, মানে এটা কি পসিবল, আমাদের বাংলাদেশি কালচার এরকম হলে বন্ধুরে বেরোলে দিত মায়ের, হ্যাঁ, উনি হচ্ছে তারপর বললো যে কেন দেখাবো, মানে আমি তোমাকে নিয়ে হেল্প করলাম, এটা করলাম, আমি নিজের পড়া বাদ দিয়ে, বলে আমি কখন বলছি তোমার পড়া বাদ দিয়ে আমার এটা করতে, তুমি আমাকে অ্যাসিস্ট করছো, আই গেভ ইউ থ্যাঙ্কস অ্যান্ড আই ক্যান ট্রিট ইউ, বাট এটার সাথে তো প্রফেশনাল ইসের কোনো সম্পর্ক নাই, প্রফেশন ইজ প্রফেশন, ইয়োর অ্যান্ড আই পার্সোনাল রিলেশন ইজ সামথিং এলস, ঠিক আছে। সো দে থিঙ্ক দিস ওয়ে। এভাবে করলে আমাদের কালচারে কি এই মানুষের কোনো বন্ধু থাকবে? এরপর থেকে সারা জীবনের চেহারাও দেখা দেখি হবে না, তাই না? সো ওদের এখানে হয়, ওরা দে ক্যান সেপারেট দেয়ার প্রফেশনাল লাইফ উইথ দেয়ার পার্সোনাল লাইফ, অ্যান্ড হোয়াট মিস্টেক হি মেড অ্যাকচুয়ালি, হি ফরগট দ্যাট হি was in an individualistic society and he came from a collective society. সে ভাবছে যে আমার বন্ধুর জন্য তো আমি একটু নাম্বার কম পাই তো কী হয়েছে, বাট হিজ ফ্রেন্ড ডিড নট থিঙ্ক লাইক দ্যাট, বুঝতে পেরেছেন? তো যদিও সে এগুলো জানে, স্টিল হি টট আস দ্যাট, বাট স্টিল মানুষ তো আমরা, আর জীবনে কথাবার্তা হয় নাই। হ্যাঁ, শিওর। It was not wrong actually. It's based on perception. Okay, from her perspective, it was not wrong. He did not pressurize you to complete her project. He just requested you, and you had time and you gave it. তোমার সময় ছিল, তুমি যদি if you politely rejected her, she would not get offended at all. As the same way, আমাদের কালচারে আবার এটা হইতো, আমি যদি বন্ধুর কাছে পড়া শিখতে যেতাম, সে যদি সময় না দিত, বেশি ভাব না, আর জীবনে দেখা হবে না, এটাও। কিন্তু ওদের কালচারে তোমার কাছে আসছে, কিন্তু তুমি যদি বলো যে না সরি, আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ টাইম, আই হ্যাভ ওয়ার্ক টু গো, এবং আমার নিজেরও সিলেবাস বাকি, শি উইল আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, তো ইটস ফাইন, সে তার ওন বইয়ে খুঁজে নিত বা নাম্বার কমই পাইতো, শি ওন্ট রিগ্রেট। তো ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালিস্টিক সোসাইটির মাইন্ডসেটটা এরকম, বুঝা যাচ্ছে? সো এখানে দের ইজ নাথিং রং অ্যান্ড রাইট, ঠিক আছে? এর মানে তো আমি যদি ইফ আই টেল ইউ, আই নো ইউ what would be your favorite answer? Your favorite answer was she was wrong and he was right. Okay. সো ওইটাও কিন্তু কালেকটিভ সোসাইটি থেকে আসছে, সেটা আমাদের রাইট মনে হয়, ইথিক্যালি দ্যাট ওয়াজ নট মোরালি রাইট, তাই না? হয়তো বা তাকে দেখাইতে পারে নাই, সেটা একটা ওয়ান ফর্ম অফ চিটিং ছিল, তাই না? সো যাই হোক, এখানে রাইট ও রঙের কিছু নাই, রাইট ও রং ইজ বেসড অন ইউর পারসেপশন। এই সোসাইটিতে এটা কোনো রঙই নেই, এই সোসাইটিতে উল্টো ওই ফ্রেন্ডটাকে ধরতো যে পরীক্ষার হলে দেখালো না কেন, সব মিলাবার দিত মাইন্ড, বুঝতে পেরেছেন? সো দ্যাট ক্রিয়েটস, আমি বোঝালাম যে কনফ্লিক্টটা কোথায় হয়। As you can understand, individualistic society হচ্ছে ম্যাক্সিমাম ওয়েস্টার্ন কান্ট্রিগুলো একটু এরকম মাইন্ডসেট রাখে।
UK, US.
কি হলো? আর কালেকটিভ সোসাইটির মধ্যে চায়না আছে, পাকিস্তান, ইন্দোনেশিয়া, আমাদের ইন্ডিয়া, বাংলাদেশ মেনশন করে নেই, বাট ইট উইল বি দেয়ার। ঠিক আছে? অ্যান্ড another variable is power distance. Power distance, what does that mean? Power distance is how people from belong to different power or social status actually exercise or enjoys power over another. So that's what power distance mean. So some societies have a very high power distance, and some societies, some cultures has a very low power distance. Okay, so based on so far understanding, can you tell me in our Bangladesh, do we practice high power distance or low power distance? High power distance. So you can easily understand that if there is a queue, a big queue of people, if
In our country, people love to suppress others.
right, okay. Actually, we love to be suppressed. That's the thing. The thing is, the people are belong to more higher social status. They enjoys more power.
See that because sometimes we don't have any option or power to make any difference in that kind of area. So
It's not about taking any action. Actually, you can't do anything about it. Because no, I'm not asking. The purpose of this course is not to drive you somewhere, not to take any actions. I'm just the purpose, intention of the course is to make you aware of it. You can't change the whole society. It's their perception. It's deeply fixed in our blood, actually. So by default, when we see a person is riding Range Rover, internally we feel a respect for them. So I cannot help with that. I also feel so. If I see someone who is very, very professionally successful, is very powerful politically, I by default I got a respect for him or her. I can't help, and I think every one of you feel the same, right? So you cannot do anything about it. It's about the culture. It's deeply formed. And not only Bangladesh, you can see it in Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, you can see it in Saudi Arabia.
So when you give the example of Range Rover per se, so that's not the thing we're thinking. It's not. I don't think it's suppressive.
No, it's not suppressive actually.
It's kind of acceptance.
Acceptance, yeah, truly. Truly, and just forget about the materialistic thing. Just think about the age difference. Someone with gray hair, very white hair, long beard, you automatically generate a respect for him, right? And you think that person is aged, I should respect him. That's also a power distance. Okay, so I'm not asking you to not to disrespect that. Okay, you don't have to take any actions. Just to let you know.
Clashes with suppression.
Yeah, not suppression. It's an extreme word. No, not suppression. It's not about suppression.
Like we love being.
No, not that way actually. Suppression is not the right word for this. But you understand the idea, right? So what does power distance mean? And you can sense the clash if a person belong to low power distance country, and if a person from higher power distance country, if they join together, it also can create a problem, right? For example, a high power distance person who is very aged in your organization, and you are belong to very low power distance country, and what would you do? You may not even greet him or her with salam or anything else. You just be chill. Okay, you're my colleague. And he is expecting respect from you, but you are not giving that. He might find you bad, so that's what happens. So এটা অনেকটা এরকম আর কি। Then comes uncertainty avoidance. Uncertainty, we know the meaning of uncertainty, right? That means which is not predictable. We don't know what's going to happen.
Nothing is sure.
Uncertain. Okay, so uncertainty avoidance. That means some people, some cultures, people of some culture, they love to avoid uncertainty. That means they do not like to take risk. That means those on those culture, uncertainty avoidance is high. Okay, and the people from the cultures who actually love to take risk, they do not bother about the consequence. They do not actually very much bothered about what's going to happen in my future. Okay, I don't need to these to ensure my future. Those sort of people, those cultures actually have lower uncertainty avoidance. Can you tell me where Bangladesh belong?
Yes, sir.
High uncertainty avoidance. We actually do not like to take risk.
Yes,
Right? That's why we work 9 to 5 till 65 years old, and we save a lot of money. We do not enjoy our life. We save money for our children. We save money for our future treatments, old age. So that's a symbol of higher uncertainty avoidance, and that's the reason actually we do not find that much promising entrepreneurs in our country, right? ব্যবসায়ী খুব একটা মানে ব্যবসায়ী পাই, বাট একটা আছে না একদম ওয়ার্ল্ডের টপ ক্লাস যেই বিজনেস পিপলগুলো আমাদের কান্ট্রিতে ওইভাবে হয় না, কারণ আমাদের জাতিগতভাবে একটু রিস্ক নেওয়ার টেন্ডেন্সি কম, বুঝতে পারছি। অ্যান্ড লোয়ার আনসার্টেনিটি অ্যাভয়েডেন্স, দোজ পিপল লাভ টু টেক রিস্ক, এখানে অনেক অন্টারপ্রেনার দেখা যায়। আর in culturally, if I give you example, Western countries, those people are very lower uncertainty avoidance. They don't bother about their future. They all only focus on their present. Some of them, they don't even save money in their entire life. They just work for 5 days a week, and on the 6th day, they finish all the money they have. They enjoy a lot. They enjoy their life, and the next 7 days they work like hell. Okay, so these are mindset. Actually, these are mindset. These are not any mismanagement that you need to correct. Okay, this is the mindset, and you need to aware of it, where your friend or your colleague belong to. Maybe as a whole, as a nation, the majority of us are collective. We believe in collectivism, but here also you can see differences. In this class, I can tell you the differences. A lot of people among you who believe in team building, even in giving exam. But some of you don't think so, don't think this way, তাই না? আমরা কেউ কেউ আছে নিজের মতো করে থাকতে পছন্দ করি, এখানেও ডিফারেন্স পাবেন। সো ওই ক্ষেত্রেও ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল লেভেলের আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংটা বেটার হওয়া উচিত। আমরা যখন বুঝবো যে আমার ওই পার্সন যার সাথে আমি ডিল করছি সে কীরকম মাইন্ডসেট রাখে, তখন ডিলিংসটা ইজি হবে, তখন আমার ওভার এক্সপেকটেশন থাকবে না। তো আমি যখন মুস্তাকিমের সাথে ডিল করবো তখন আমি বুঝতে পারবো যে এই লোক আমাকে পরীক্ষার হলে দেখাবে না, এখন যাই করুক, বুঝতে পারছেন? সো এগুলা আমাদের আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং হয়ে গেলে আমাদের এক্সপেকটেশন ওইভাবে জেনারেট করা। ওকে, দেন কামস ফাইনালি ম্যাসকুলিনিটি ভার্সেস ফেমিনিটি। ম্যাসকুলিনিটি বলতে আমরা অনেক পুরুষ কিছু একটা বুঝি, ফেমিনিটি মানে মেয়ে রিলেটেড কিছু বুঝি, এরকম না আসলে। অ্যাজ আ সোসাইটি, একটা সোসাইটির সবাই, ইদার ম্যান অর উইমেন, এভরিওয়ান ক্যান বিলং টু ফেমিনিটি। অ্যান্ড কিছু কালচার আছে ম্যাসকুলিন সোসাইটি, জাপান, ওকে, অ্যান্ড ওয়েস্টার্ন কান্ট্রিজ দে আর অলসো ম্যাসকুলিন সোসাইটি। বাংলাদেশ অলসো ম্যাসকুলিন। ওকে, এখানে পুরুষদের ডিসিশনের আধিপত্য দেখা যায়, হ্যাঁ, পুরুষতান্ত্রিক একটা মনোভাব দেখা যায়, যদিও এটা এখনও খুব একটা বিলিভ করি না। হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, ওইটা রাষ্ট্রীয় ক্ষমতা ইজ এ ডিফারেন্ট থিং। আই এম টকিং অ্যাবাউট মাইন্ডসেট। ওগুলো ম্যানেজমেন্টের জিনিস, হ্যাঁ, এগুলো ম্যানেজারের লিডারশিপ জাতীয় জিনিস। ওইখানে আসলে তারা ওই পর্যায়ে যখন যারা চলে যায় তখন আর মেল ফিমেল থাকে না আসলে, হ্যাঁ, ওইখানে তাদের জেন্ডার ম্যাটার করে না। ওনারা যে পজিশনে আছে সেখানে মেল ফিমেল ম্যাটার, ওনাদের ওইটা অন্য লেভেলে চলে গেছে। আই এম টকিং অ্যাবাউট মানে অ্যাজ আ হোল কালচারাল পার্সপেক্টিভ, রাইট? এইটা কিন্তু আমাদের অনেকটা লাইক ফর আওয়ার সোসাইটিজ হু আর ম্যাসকুলিন, দের ইজ এ কমন টার্ম দ্যাট ম্যান ডোন্ট ক্রাই। হ্যাঁ, ছেলেরা কাঁদবে, এটা আমরা মানে ইজিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করি না। এগুলো হচ্ছে সিম্বল অফ ম্যাসকুলিনিটি। এই সোসাইটিটা এরকম, ঠিক আছে, বেটা কাঁদতেছে, তুই ছেলে না, এরকম আর কি। ক্যান এক্সপ্রেস ইউর ইমোশন দেখানো মানে ইউ আর ভালনারেবল মেন্টালি। এইগুলো হচ্ছে ম্যাসকুলিন সোসাইটির কিছু বৈশিষ্ট্য। ভালো খারাপ দুইটাই আছে ম্যাসকুলিন সোসাইটিতে। ইয়োর প্রফেশনাল সাকসেস এগুলাকে আপনার লাইফের প্যারামিটার ধরা হয়, ঠিক আছে? যে আপনি প্রফেশনালি যত সাকসেসফুল হবেন আপনি তত ভালো মানুষ, তত মানে আপনি আলটিমেটলি সাকসেসফুল, ঠিক আছে? সো দিজ আর সিম্বল অফ ম্যাসকুলিন সোসাইটি। আনলাইক দ্য feminine societies are actually a more softer version. A man can be feminine, belong to feminine beliefs. এখানে মানে এরকম না যে ম্যানটা মেয়েদের মতো, এরকম না। It's a mindset. He is okay with expressing his emotions, and he is more acceptable towards the failures. Failure মানে end of life না, এরকমও ভাবে, এরকম সোসাইটিও আছে, ঠিক আছে? And Western, I was talking about Western cultures. Western cultures used to be, although now feminism, a lot of things actually there, but used to be very, very masculine society. You can understand it from their language structure as well. They introduce, they greet the audience with ladies and gentlemen. That means men are gentle and ladies are not gentle. Okay, so these are masculine mindset. Then they call it a chairman. Why? Women cannot be that position. That's why they use the word. Now the things are changing actually. Now they start using the words like chairpersons, okay, like unisex words. Anyways, and some examples have been given on masculinity and femininity societies. This chapter, we actually on the very second slide of this chapter, actually we have a lot of slides to cover. Probably I'll not extend the class today. That's all for today. We will not make the class any longer. I already waited 30 minutes for all of you. I was here at 10 and the classroom was empty. Only 2 students were there. So probably traffic was an issue, right? আজকে কি অনেক বেশি ট্রাফিক জ্যাম ছিল? কারণ কি এটা? এসএসসি এক্সাম। ও, একটু আগে রওনা দিলে চলে আসা যায় আর কি। Anyways, let me take your attendance, okay? Comparatively আজকে অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স অনেক কম। Oh, let me tell you about your homework. Your homework on the next class is, you will log into that site. The link is given here, or if you don't find the link, just Google Hofstede's cultural dimension. You will get an official site, and what you have to do in their website, all the countries actually given, all the countries cultural dimension mentioned on their website. If you select a country, they'll show you based on these parameters whether that country is individualistic or collectivism, or they believe in collectivism, or they practice higher power distance or lower power distance with the percentage. They'll mention everything in a graph, okay, when you go to their website. So your homework will be, you will take Bangladesh and see the status of Bangladesh, what are the, in which category do they belong, and you will compare Bangladesh with any other country based on your preference. Any country, you pick up a random country that you like, or that you like to visit, that you like to be settled down, or you just like to explore. You compare that country with Bangladesh and compare that whether how much do they match and how much do they mismatch. So that will be your homework. Okay, you just go to that website, you will find and compare option. Just select 2 countries and they will show you in graphs, and your job will be to take a screenshot and to read all the things they have written in every categories, that Bangladesh is individual, collective country, this happens, or USA, and for example, you took USA to compare, and USA is very much individually countries. This. Just go through all the 8 parameters that has been given here. Okay, so take a screenshot, prepare a slide, and send me to on my email. That will be your homework. And another thing is, I'll randomly pick one or two of you to present here. Okay, so that will be our next class task. Is everyone clear about the homework? Sir, please.
Like if I use Google cultural diversity, Off-Street cultural language. By Google is enough.
Google is enough because you can see the URL, right? URL will tell you that whether you are on the right website or not, because it will clearly mention Hofstede Insights. Like Hofstede's website, it has a dedicated website for that. If you Google it, probably that will be the first thing that you're going to see, first or second thing. Okay. Hard copy, I think I want to make your life easier actually. Writing a hard copy will be much more tougher for you. You just go to that website, take a screenshot, keep it on the PowerPoint slide and send me there. It's much more easier for you. Okay. Okay, it's organizational behavior, section A. No, B. Okay, sorry. Okay, how many of you has been registered? 1, 2, 3, 4, almost all of you. Okay, just students who already registered, just they will tell me their last 3 digits of your IDs. And who has not registered yet, do it as early as you can. Okay, because I have nothing to do actually. Your name, list of your name is given here, and all I have to do, I have to record your attendance. I cannot add or delete anything. Okay, so do it fast. So what's your ID? We will go column by column. Okay, from this column. 0032. No, it's not here. Okay, contact your coordinator. Okay, then 416 Rajal Karim, right? Then 496. Oh, 496 is not here. 482. Okay, Rahat. 473. No, it's not here. Students who has registered, raise your hand and tell me your IDs. That column. 334. Okay, Hani. Then 549. Tanzit. 493. Okay, Rifat, right? Then 563. Okay. 267. Eldrin Rajan. Okay.
Sir, 394.
394. 394. Anybody else? 456. Sorry? 457. Okay. Moinuddin, right? Then 312. Jannatul. Okay. 043. Okay. Raisul Islam. Done. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you in the next class, inshallah. Don't do it.